3, 2, 1. Servus, Grüezi, and welcome not to the best night, your favorite podcast with your favorite people host, favorite breaking show. My guest, this time all the way from beautiful France, but now he's sitting in China. Yes, representing Vagabonds Crew. Make some noise for B-Boy Mounir.
Thank you, brother.
So
Yeah, that's true. I'm actually in China right now. It's late.
first of all, shout outs to you, brother. I always give shout outs at the beginning. You inspire so many generations, so many people with your discipline, with your hard work. You win so many things. So, shout outs to you for everything you did, everything you will do, and you do right now. Shout outs to you, brother. Much respect for you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Shoutouts to Bottega Prama. I am really happy and excited for the cooperation. Use the code GTV10 now to get your discount on your purchase and also become a patron now. And at the end of the month, you can win €100 for their online store. Yes, Bottega Prama, slow fashion, dancewear, streetwear, Be Pro, patented protection and culture. Be Pro patented protection is really crazy because Be Pro means be protected and it's an innovative under t-shirt that protects the points of the body at great risk of injury, wrists, elbows, and for the first time in the world, the shoulders. How does Be Pro work? Our pads have a double function, they absorb shocks and at the same time return the thrust. It is worn like a normal thermal shirt and on top you put any dress you want and the protections are invisible. No loss of style, protection and total freedom of movement.
So, first time I saw B-Boy Mounir. I think it was
When
actually,
was it?
I think it was
Where?
actually IBE 7 to Smoke,
2004. Yeah. I
2004.
was at IBE the year before already, 2003, the 101. I lost in the final. That was my very first battle, 2003 IBE 101.
That was your
I
first
lost against
battle.
Airdit in the final. That was my first battle.
And
Yeah.
there was like 100 people,
Yeah,
no?
different mindset.
There was like 100 people, no?
Yeah. There was like yeah, more than 100 people, the one-on-one. And actually, I was not even in the list. It was the very first time you could like register online. And I did register online, and so when I went there, my name wasn't on the list. So actually, I was sitting in the crowd, just waiting and watching. And one B-boy didn't came out, so they called the name. The guy didn't show up, so I stand up, went in, I said, okay, I got it. I came for this, and so that's how I did the battle. And I went up to the final.
Ah,
Actually, nobody knew I was French. Like the French people there, except very few people, like Vagabond, they knew me a little bit, but at that time, nobody knew I was French. Nobody saw me. I'm not from Paris. I'm from a little city near Nantes, hip hop session, very near. So nobody knew I was
ah.
French.
So who was some of
Yeah,
your
French people thought I was coming from outside.
so who was your mentors when you started? Who was your OGs?
Uh, s- I was mostly self-taught. I didn't have OG when I started. Like I had my friends when the people I started with, but from my area we didn't have any level. We didn't have like OG. So I had people that were older than me, but they started almost like me at the same time like me. 97. I started in 97. So the first people that I've been working with, they have been training for a few years before, but there was this guy, power mover called Nicolas, and he was from my city, but his family was from Paris, and he was going to Paris very often. So he was the only one who had some information, tapes, but he was so good in power move, like he was really crazy, but very underground, like the legendary people we hear about, like, oh, this guy is crazy. Nobody saw him. He was one of them. Like his level of power move was insane in 97, 98. But he never shown up. He was training in his garage in my city. He never shown up anywhere. It's this guy is just a legend. You just hear about him, and you never saw him. But he was one of my first mentor. Yeah.
So you say 97 you start, right? So do you remember the first thing that you saw that was actually hip hop? Like maybe was it a rap song or a DJ, a graffiti?
Yeah. It was some clips, some video clips,
Mhm.
like Run DMC. I remember a little bit, but in France, we already had a strong hip hop culture, very strong,
Ah,
since
yes.
'82, and so I saw on TV a couple of clips. I saw on TV some. We had some TV show. I don't remember the name. Something similar to like Got Talent, but at
Mm-hmm.
that time it was very different. And we had some hip hop shows sometime, like um, not family, but it was Ikenji. Ikenji, which you can see like Ibrahim from Ikenji, Bruce was from Ikenji, Regis. So those guys, they made a show. Maybe it was not 97, maybe 98 or 99, maybe 97, I don't remember, or maybe 96, I don't remember exactly the which year, but we had, I had some videos from TV and stuff, but not
Mm-hmm.
much. I didn't have like much hip hop culture, I don't have a big brother or whatever. My uncles, my cousins, they were more into still like a funk, funk music and stuff. So there weren't nobody in my family is into hip hop, either music or dance. Nobody.
So what was your wow moment when you saw breaking and you said to yourself, "Oh, I need to do this too."
Actually, I started because in my neighborhood, in the youth center that I was with my
Mm-hmm.
friend, they asked us if we want to have like some hip hop classes. Actually, I didn't know much about it. I was only 13 years old. I was playing football. I wanted to be a football player. I didn't care about no breaking, hip hop, or whatever. So we did it for fun. I said, okay, yeah, yeah, because I was very curious. But I was amazed. And my very first teacher was a lady. It was a dancer.
Ah,
She was a big girl, but
nice.
she was also a locker and popper. She was a student from Yasmin, is a very OG from the early 80s in France. He's the popping guy with family in 1995. I
Oh,
don't know if you remember this guy with that shirt doing like
mhm.
crazy popping stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
that's him. So my very first teacher was his student actually, but
Ah.
she was a big girl, but she was more into locking and popping.
So you learn
So the
more
very
of.
first move I learned was like swipe, baby freeze,
Ah,
and I was
okay.
amazed. I was really amazed.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And then you
she was my
you
very first teacher.
and then you start to practice in the youth center?
Yeah, we after a week, it was successful. We were like 20 kids there. We loved it, all my friends, and so they decided to give classes. So the following weeks they started classes, but it was on Sunday morning the classes. So
Oh,
and this is where most of my friends stopped. That was too much.
yeah.
Like 9 a.m. on Sunday,
Mm-hmm.
they won't show up. So I was pretty much the only one, and so when I started with her taking classes in my neighborhood, then I also went to her neighborhood. She was coming from a different neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy I told you, the power mover guy, the thing is that he was living in my neighborhood, but he didn't take class or anything. But and so he was teaching in another neighborhood. So I went also there. So like I was in three different neighborhoods, a week. I was
Mm-hmm.
going here, and there.
Yeah,
And so I met a lot of people
yeah.
and I
You get.
discovered so much people like, okay, that's crazy. There is a community. There is so many
Yeah.
dancers. We
Yeah.
we had no level at all, very young dancers, but there was a lot of dancers in every neighborhood in my
Mm-hmm.
city. And
Mm-hmm.
so this is how I met the very first people I started with. And a year after, we made our own little crew, but we were like 10, 15 kids from all over the city, not only my neighborhood, like all over the city.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And this is
And
how it all started.
after a while, you found out that you have talent and you had like a crazy level up.
I always been very athletic. In my
Ah, okay.
family, we are not into hip hop, but they are all into sports, like
Yeah.
very competitive and very athletic and pretty good level. So I was a very good runner when I was a kid, very good runner. I won
Mm-hmm.
championship and stuff. I was playing football at a very, very good level. That's why,
Yeah, yeah.
my goal was to be a professional. I was playing handball also on a very good level. So I was very active as a kid, like
Yes, yes, yes.
athletically.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say um my talent wasn't really into the moves. Like my friends were progressing a lot faster than me.
Okay.
I was not really flexible because of football, so I was not so talented. But my talent, what I've discovered later, was my ability to not give up and working hard. That was
Mm-hmm.
my talent actually.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When most of my friends gave up quickly, I was standing there alone,
Okay.
and I was practicing alone by myself for hours.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So you already said that IB 2002, no, 2003 was your first
Three.
battle.
Yeah,
2003 was your
yeah.
first battle, right? So
Yeah, yeah.
why didn't you enter before in any battles?
In my city, we didn't have any battle. I was very young, 13, 14, 15 years old. I was not going to Paris or any big cities. I was not
Hmm.
traveling like this. So I didn't have any opportunity to compete. And when I had around 17, 18, the opportunity to compete, um, I already had the goal to become one of the best.
Okay.
And I didn't want to compete to any small battles. I wanted to hit the biggest battle straight. So I was practicing really hard, like 6 hours a day, 7 days a week, in order to reach,
Hmm.
such level. So 2003, I felt that it was time. I was 19 years old and I really wanted to compete.
Hmm.
So yeah,
So
basically that was it.
when you compare your practice and your development in end of the 99s and the end of the 90s and then later 2010 15s, how different was your approach to practicing? Did you practice specific moves or did you already practice rounds?
So actually, when you start, you have everything to learn.
Mhm.
It's like, I mean, it's you're at the beginning of a huge book. A book actually that never stops, like keeps writing pages. Like you think you're at the end, oh, new pages, new chapters, everything. It never stops. So I was at the very beginning of my journey, so I had everything to learn. And the people that I was dancing with, like after we built our first professional company in 1999, so I was only 15 years old. I was already teaching at 15 years old. I was already part of a professional company doing shows. So it was very different at that time. It
Mhm.
was totally disorganized. And so the people I was with, they were not only b-boys, they were more into locking popping as well. So I
Okay.
was also doing it. Like back then, it was very normal. Like in
Yeah,
every
you did
crew,
everything.
you had
Yeah.
you had top dancers, you had
Yeah.
poppers, lockers,
Yeah.
and so I was doing popping, locking.
Yeah.
I also took remember, but a bit later, 2000 or 2001, I took like a full week of workshop with Storm. And he basically only did popping and locking. He
Hmm.
didn't even do breaking. For a whole week. So I was really into it. But then 2000, 2001, I decided to stop doing locking and popping and just focus on breaking. you know but yeah, it was very different because I had everything to learn, especially technically. Early 2000, it was a new era in breaking.
Hmm.
So hair flare,
Yeah.
tricks, freezes,
Air chair.
like
Yeah.
technical combos and stuff. So actually, I started at the right time and I practiced so hard that I managed to really, let's say, be on time technically. So I was pretty much advanced,
Hmm.
at that time. So
Hmm.
like in 2003 when I did IBE, technically I was as good as the best at that time. I could do
Hmm.
everything.
Yeah.
Like the elbow, the one
Yeah.
hand
Yeah.
freeze, everything. I could do
Mhm.
everything
So to,
except hair chair. Like, that
so
was one
to,
of my
yeah.
struggles.
And you never do hollowback.
When I started, I was doing.
Ah,
Later, no, but yeah, when I
yeah, yeah, yeah.
started, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So 2003, your first battle, IBE International, you're in the final. Was that already like, did you go a little bit like viral then in the scene? Like everybody talk about you, hey, who is this new
Yeah,
guy?
yeah,
You
yeah.
saw this guy.
Yeah, yeah. People were shocked. No, people were literally shocked. Like, because you never see someone overnight getting to the final of one of the biggest event in the
Yeah,
world. It doesn't
yeah.
exist. Imagine you never seen the B-Boy ever. You don't even know his name. Nobody see him. He goes final at the BC one.
Yeah,
Who's this guy?
yeah.
For sure, you saw him
Hmm.
somewhere,
Hmm.
maybe a year ago, 2 years. You saw him growing.
Hmm.
But me,
Hmm.
nobody saw me growing.
Hmm.
And we didn't have internet
Yeah,
really. So still, no social media,
yeah.
nothing. So only the people that were in my city or in my province, they knew me. Vagabond knew me because they came to my city. They did in 2001 or 2002 a 5 days theater show, and I was there the 5 days. So I met them. Then after I
Nice.
started
Okay.
to go to Paris a little bit, so we met again. So Momo, when he saw me at IBE, he knew I was French,
Yeah,
and he
yeah.
came to me at the end. Remember, I was really, really, really shocked because he came to me. He said, "You did so great for me. You won." I was so happy.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was so so happy.
That's really nice. So after IB 2003, you start to go regularly to battles?
I started to battle a little bit more. Yeah, the week after, I went for a crew battle, in my region, and I
Uh-huh.
met some b-boys there. They were at IBE, and they were shocked to see me. They said, "Oh, I didn't know you were French. So where you come from?" I said, "Oh, I come from here." No way. That was insane. Then I did uh, qualification for Miami Pro Am.
Ah, yes,
I
yes.
did a qualification in south of France. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and I went to the semifinal and I lost against Roxrite. And that was my very first battles at that
Mm,
time, September
I
or
see.
October 2003, something like
Ah,
that.
that's nice.
After that, my next battle was Shell Battle Pro 2-on-2. Me and my friend, when we started with, I knew Zubir, the owner of Battle Pro in France, because also he came to my city. When people came to my city, I came to visit them and
Yeah.
hang out all the time. So he knew me, and because of my result IB, he saw me as a young potential. So he trusted me, and so he gave me a spot for Battle Pro 2-on-2. And
Mm.
ironically, we did first battle against Vagabond.
Oh, nice. I saw it for sure. I
Yeah.
100% I saw it
Battle Pro 2004.
because from 2000, let's say to 2009, I watch every major competition, all of the battles. I saw that for sure.
2004. I'm there. I'm there. And
But
battle first round against Vagabond.
2004 is when I think I saw you before, right, for other battles. But 2004, when you win the Seven to Smoke, I was like, man, this guy is fresh. And I remember specifically because I don't know how the song is called, but I remember you did Top Rocks, and you did the Top Rocks, and you looked up like, oof, like you really felt it, And then you because
But
for me
because like I
also.
told you,
Top rock is for me, I love top rock. This is like maybe my most favorite element in breaking. And when I saw this, I really felt it because in this time, nobody do top rocks.
and especially musicality didn't
Nah,
exist. The
nah.
very first people who
Musicality,
started to really dance on the music was Machine in 2003. Like,
yes.
but me, I had lucky because I was from a very small town, but I always had the right people with me, like Vagabond very early, but also like Thias from France was one of my mentors when I
Ooh.
started, you know. And nobody knew Tias at that time. He was not well known, He was a b-boy, but he was also first of all a locker at that time. But he was doing everything, and he was amazing in everything. He won. Nobody almost know, but he won the very first Just Debout in 2002 locking category. Everybody say
Mm.
b-boy Tias, but first of all, he's a top dancer. And he won the very first Just Debout in locking category.
That-
And he was one of my mentor because he was coming to my city very often for shows. And I went to actually I spent a week in his home in Paris in 2000, 2001. So I was already engaged into musicality and skills because of him mostly. And
Mhm.
so when I started, that was one of my strengths. I was really, but the style was very different, let's say, because first of all, Chas has his own
Oh my
style, and
God.
especially back
Yeah,
then,
yeah.
So that was very different. So my style was pretty different than later, because when I started to be with Vagabond, of course, I worked differently, but musicality always been, let's
So,
say, normal and easy for me because I started this way.
so
I
how,
probably didn't really show up later, but for me, it's always been one of my biggest skills.
how is the story? How did you enter Vagabonds Crew?
After Shell Battle Pro 2004, I always wanted to be part of Vagabond. I mean, I was a huge fan of Family. Okay, and Vagabond is just the natural, following after Family. When
Yes.
Family stopped late 1999, Momo was the leader of Family with Rajdi. He decided to create Vagabond straight. Like the next day, they created Vagabond with most of the members of Family. Lamine, Salah, you had Laos at that time, Simamed, and then Nel, and all this first generation, they were already part of Family and the B-Boys from Paris. And so for me, I always looked up at Family and later Vagabond. So for me, that was the people I wanted to be with because what I understood really quickly, I told you I was very athletic. I had big ambitions. I knew that to be the best, you have to be with the best. For me, they were the best. Okay, so in terms of like crew and everything, for me they were the best. So for me there were no other choice. So what I did, because I managed, okay, we created kind of relationship and everything, but I didn't know them that much, you know. And so at Battle Pro, I went to Salah and I told him, please, I want to call you later. I need to talk with you. And so he gave me his phone number. And like a week after, I called him straight. I called Salah and I told him, okay, me, I want to be part of the crew. That's what I want. And so Salah didn't talk with me. He said, let me pass you Momo. That's what he said. That's what he said. I pass you Momo. And he gave me Momo. And we talked. Momo told me, okay, next week in Paris.
Nice.
And that was it. And
Nice.
what I learned later, Salah told me that at IB 2003, Momo told him, this guy will be with us. And so actually, naturally, the
Yeah.
connection
Yeah.
was there.
It was
So
meant to be.
when I made this first step, you know, to take my phone, pick up the phone, you know, and call Salah, actually the it was natural. So that's why Momo didn't say anything. He said, "Come next week,
Yeah.
Paris."
See you next
That's
week.
it.
Yeah. Nice. Nice. For me,
Exactly.
always
That's how it
my
happened.
my favorite from Vagabonds was always Neil. You say his name
Ah,
Neil?
Neil was so dope.
Neil for
Neil, yeah,
me.
yeah. In French, we say Nel, but people say Neil, yeah.
What's his origin?
No, Neil was so
What
great.
is his origin?
Congo, from
Con-
Africa, Congo.
Bro, his
Yeah.
combos he already did. You can do these combos
But
now.
he was a student of Pascal Blaise, actual force.
Mm, okay.
Yeah, yeah, and he was so good, so good,
Nah, that was
especially back then.
amazing, amazing. Of course, next in the timeline, 2006, right? Vagabonds win Battle of the Year in the final against Last for One. What the battle! What the battle! The show. You have any memories how you created the show?
Everything, everything,
So who is yeah
all
is
memory.
you already said Momo was the leader of Vagabonds. Did he plan it out or you have this guy looks for this guy does choreos? Tell us a little bit about that.
Momo always been the ultimate leader. You know, he created the crew. He was the teacher of most of the crew member. Like he's Salah's teacher. Pilok started dancing with Momo. He started
Mm-hmm.
with Momo. You know, he learned locking with Momo. Then after 2002, and he made his own journey and he learned, you know, from different people. But we started with Vagabond, Salah, Lamin, everybody, me included. In 2004, when I went to the crew, I was just talented. Okay, I had potential. I reached a certain technical level, but I would never had the career I had without him.
Mm-hmm.
Never. You know, he was a genius. You know, he's still genius, but now he's focused on different things. But he was a genius. You know, in terms of choreography, on you know, coaching and everything. So his vision was too much. It was too
Mm-hmm.
much. So no, he created everything, but he always gave us, you know, the space to create. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and especially later, 2006, we were very young because if you notice, all the first generation stopped. And
Yes.
when I entered the crew in March, April 2004, summer 2004, they all stopped, all
Mm-hmm.
together, the same time. Salah went on a solo career. Neil was actually a rapper and he started to do very good in France. So he wanted to keep going this way. So everybody felt like, okay, now there is a new generation coming. So maybe it's time for us to go and do our things, you know. So
Mm-hmm.
they all stopped. And this is why we didn't show up from 2004 so until 2006, because we had to
Mm-hmm.
rebuild the crew.
Yes.
We had to only Nono and
Yeah.
Momo was there. Okay,
Yeah.
after that it was only the young generation. So me, Abdel, Sofian, Pepito. So that was the new generation. And so it took time. It took us like 2 years to rebuild the crew. So I was like nobody knew me from when I started 97 until 2003, 2004. And then I disappeared again with the crew from 2004 to 2006. So it took a long time, you know, especially because Vagabond never won Battle of the Year. 2002, they lost in the final. They won
Yeah.
Best Show.
Mm-hmm.
So we had, you know, to make this happen. So that was our mission. So we took 2 years to rebuild the crew. We had new members like Sayan from Belgium. He's
Mm-hmm.
former Dynamics crew, but
Yeah, yeah,
Dynamics and
yeah.
Vagabond was very close friend.
They did
So
the
when Dynamics stopped, yeah, when Dynamics stopped, Brahim from Dynamics, he told Momo, please take
take this
Sayan
guy.
with you because now he's alone. You know, you gotta take him with you, and that's how he became part of the team. So it always been like close relationship between people all the time. We never recruit people. There is always a close relationship with the
It all
people.
came
So
natural.
2 years of work. Yeah, two
Mhm.
years of work. And me and Nono did the 2-on-2 Battle Pro in 2005. And we
Yes.
lost in the semi-final, I think, against Boom and Chico.
Mhm.
And so still, after
Ah,
2005, that's probably still my fourth or fifth battle in my whole
that
career. And I've been dancing for almost 10 years.
the Shells battle you and Nono, was it when they have the
2005.
2005 when when you battle the Spain guys and the Extremo does the 90s like 4 or 5 rounds and then Nono does the 90s
No,
with
that's 2004 when I lost
that's
against Vagabond. Yeah,
2004.
they
Okay.
lost in the final against Extremo, and it was his brother, I think. Yeah. Sorry, I don't
Yeah,
remember.
all good, all good, all good. Ah, that's the best times. That's the best times. So for the 2006, you came to win. You came prepared. You know you have a good show. After the show and
Oh,
after
we
the
worked so
battle,
hard.
you already felt that you're gonna win.
No, because we were not ready for this. We were still young, and I told you in 2006 when I did Battle of the Year, I probably have less than 10 battles in my whole career, so I'm still very young and inexperienced still, but that was the crew spirit and Momo's strategy. He was so smart. Plus, it was Ramadan at that time, so the whole preparation was during Ramadan, so that was
Oh
very hard. But
shit.
we worked so hard, and Korea was they were at their best at that time,
Yeah,
and
last for
actually we
one,
won
defending
against
champions.
yeah, also, but also in the semifinal against, I think it was Drifters, also we won. So the two Koreans team, we beat the two Koreans team, so that was pretty huge. And that was the first time ever a crew win battle and best show. So for us it was really great because not only we bring the title to the team, and especially for the first generation, like everybody was so happy because
Finally.
finally we won, but also we made history by winning the two titles. Nobody has never done that
Ah,
before.
really?
Yeah, battle and best show never happened before.
Ah, I thought Wanted won also best show.
No.
Ah, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's real nice. That's real nice. And so after you rebuilt the crew, then you really started to start your battle career, right?
2006, we started with a French battle in Meaux, underground battle, and we battled like tough French teams, and we fought very hard, and we were so hungry, like we were like pit bulls, like you didn't give food for 2 years. So as soon as we went to the battle, we were too hungry. We
Yeah,
wanted
yeah,
we
yeah.
want to kill everybody.
Mhm,
We're
mhm.
like very
Who
very
was
savage.
who?
And we were after we lost in the final of Battle Pro again, the crew battle this time, and we lost against USA. It was a mix of Flexible Flav plus Casper was there. It was his beginning in Europe at that time, and we lost in the final. But we were on our way to prepare for international.
Mhm, mhm.
So we started in France, then Battle Pro, then we won Battle of the Year France, and then after we won International Battle of the Year. So we
So,
just like crazy.
uh, who were some of your rivals in France back then, in these times?
Wanted was
2006,
not part
7.
of the
No, Wanted,
competition.
Wanted
It was
stopped, right?
Yeah, very early, very,
Yeah, yeah,
very early. Like after Battle of the Year 2001, they
yeah,
almost didn't compete
yeah.
anymore. They were more into like starting
Yes.
going on tour and everything. So it was Pokemon. It was Pokemon, but we didn't battle a lot at that time. We didn't battle a lot. We battled a little bit more after, and they battled earlier, like 2001, 2002. And between 2003 and 9, we didn't battle. We didn't battle. So after we battle more. So only like they were a great team in France, like Feisty, Legitimate Obstruction,
Hmm.
Melting Force, Fantastic Armada. We had a lot of very good team in France, but we didn't think about France.
Hmm.
Like for us, it was no competition. We were looking
Yeah,
further.
yeah.
We were only focused on international.
Hmm.
Like the first thing when I came into the crew, I remember I was talking with Salah and everything, and I was talking about like some people I like and I'd like to battle. He said, okay, stop, stop, stop. They said, don't talk about those people. That's not the people you want to battle. That's not the people you're gonna battle. You gotta prepare for those guys.
Hmm.
You know.
Hmm.
And so the mentality was very different.
Ah, I see. Okay, okay. I also had the podcast with Abdel, and I I
From
also
Toulouse,
told,
nothing Toulouse.
yes,
Vagabond.
yes, 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 yes.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I talk about him about the next era coming, 2009, 10, 11, 12. And I told him, for me, there was three crews in the world. Top Nine, Jinjo, and Vagabonds.
Ninja, Vagabond, for sure, for sure.
This, I I think every big competition, it was one of you three guys winning, right?
Yeah, especially 2010, 11, and 12. We
Mm-hmm.
had a big rivalry with Top Nine, so
Mm-hmm.
that was good. And we had a huge rivalry with Jinjo,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and that was great. That was really great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I already asked Abdel the same question. I ask you the same question. Uh, how is the strategy different when you battle against top nine and when you battle against Jinjo?
We learned a lot from Jinjo, and they kind of changed the way we battle because they were so organized. In France, we were like the most hardcore worker. Like we were working so hard. Like people always thought that we were like military. When Kareem from USA became part of the crew in 2011, 2012, he didn't believe it. And he said it himself. He said, I thought I was practicing. I never practiced in my life. That's practice. Really, he was shocked. He was shocked. And it's crazy. Everybody will experience that. Every new members, like even like B-boys who were very good, very great potential, like Nabil, like Case, like Team. Everybody starts and sit down because they can't keep up. That's too much. The intensity and the level in the cipher practice, everybody sit down and watch. That's too much. That
Mhm,
was really insane.
mhm,
And so um it was a different time. Top nine, it was almost like we don't like each other, like we don't like each other. I don't know, for no reason, like because at that time we were looking at Robin like somebody who talk trash
mhm,
and do some bad moves or bad sign on battle. Like, we didn't like it. So it was a little bit like this. Jinjo, it was more like we respect. This is It's like it looks like perfection, in terms of organization, routine, solo. The level was very high. So for us, both were like we were in the middle. We were into like that very underground fighting hard like top nine, and we were also like into this well organized, structured, and perfect like Jinjo. So for us, it was the right mindset for
mhm,
us, the right things.
mhm,
When you have to play hard, you think about top nine. They're really like playing hard. When you want like reach like your target and be very precise and sharp, that's Jinjo.
mhm.
But actually, it was great. We never lost against top nine, and we lost once against Jinjo.
Ah, okay, I see, I see. So what do
Yeah.
you think was the hardest win against top nine, and what was the hardest win against Jinjo?
Oh, no, UK champ 2010 against top nine. That was really tough. The guys were so good. Jinjo, we lost in R16 at R16, but we knew that we could easily beat them because we lost in Korea, and we did like it was a tie, or like we lost by 1 point. Like it was real,
Mhm,
and it was the all-16 judging system, very different, but 1 point. So that was very close. But actually, her battle was really chaos. Nono was injured. I did the one-on-one, so I was like physically out. Like we were like we had another guy totally sick. We were not good at all and ready, and we just lost by one single point. So we knew that
mhm,
eventually, on better circumstances, the battle would be very different. And then UK champ few months after 2011, yeah, here we saw the difference. So everybody was looking
mhm.
for the kind of the third game at battle of the year 2011, 12 I think it was. But Jinjo like surprisingly didn't qualify from the shows. Like everybody was surprised and
Ah,
shocked. Everybody
was it?
was looking
I,
for that third match
I
that
think
never
it
happened.
was because their show was only 4 minutes or something.
Yeah, it was very short, but actually, I don't know the reason. Of course, the show was too short. Yeah,
Yeah,
only 4 minutes.
yeah.
Uh, but I don't know. I didn't see the show, and it was surprising because
Yeah, there was
we knew that we're gonna have that third game,
yeah, there was
against them. That's
some big what ifs in Botti history, definitely. You already mentioned you entered the R16 101s. When did you start to go out from the crew and compete more on your own?
I started competing myself. I was alone. 2003 IBE,
No, no,
2004. When I
sorry.
did when I
I
won the
mean,
70 smoke,
yeah, yeah.
I was part of Vagabond
Sorry,
Crew.
I asked wrong.
Later, you mean?
Yeah, later because we only saw you then with the crew, right? And then you started also
Yeah,
doing
mostly.
one-on-ones again. So when did you start
Yeah,
doing one-on-ones
exactly. I
again?
started one-on-one, then after I focused with the
Yes,
crew, and then I
exactly.
started to do both
Yes,
because
yes,
it
yes.
was part of Momo's strategy. It was part of
Mm.
Momo's strategy. He always said that to make it easy with the crew, you gotta be ready individual. Like if you're doing great one-on-one, it's gonna be easy for the crew. If I have eight, if I have eight beast one-on-one, crew battle will be very easy. That's the way he was thinking back then. And I started one-on-one, so I think 2008 I started. 2009 I started to go back one-on-one. I did BC1 European qualification 2007. I
Ah.
lost in the final again, yeah, in 2007. It was very underground because Red Bull was still not allowed in France. But the
Yes, yes,
battle
yes.
was in France, and that was the very first qualifier. Cyphers didn't exist in 2007, but they
Yeah.
did a European qualifier. They did Eastern Europe and Western Europe. So I did
Mm.
Western Europe and I lost in the final. So I
Yes,
was
yes, yes.
like very close to go to South Africa 2007.
Ah, nice. And of
Then I
course,
did BC1 World Final 2008.
mhm.
That was my very first wild card,
Yes, yes, yes.
2008.
And of course, for the people who don't know, I think nobody will ever do this again. If somebody do this again, respect. But you win the French qualifier, then you win the European qualifier, and then you win the
The world
world
final.
final.
And I've been undefeated until the final round of the 2013 World Final. I've been undefeated 15 round at BC1.
How you mean?
French Cipher,
Aha, like
European
this. Yes, yes,
qualifier,
yes.
World Final 2012 until the final round of World Final 2013.
2013.
I was
Yes.
very close to win twice in a row.
Yes, yes, yes.
And
So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
when we
That's
talk
an
about
amazing journey. It's
yes, when we talk about this journey, what do you think? Which cipher was the hardest for you to win? The French one, the European, or the world final?
the European,
The
the
European.
European, because yeah, yeah. European, you got like Menno, and it was in Netherlands, so it was at home. You have Menno, you had Laguette, but you had also Bruce Almighty. You had
Mhm.
like no, that was that was tough. But the reason is also the circumstances because the deal with actually um, why did I make such a journey? Because I had the wild card in 2008. Then I had the wild card again in 2011 in Moscow. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. 2011, I was ready to win. That was not my time. I lost first round against Lilje, and so I was really frustrated, very mad because I had won every crew battles, everything 2010, 11, everything. UK champ twice in a row, Battle of the Year 2011, Battle and Best Show again. So we're the first crew who have won Battle and Best Show, and we're the only one who has won it twice.
Back to
Actually,
back.
we won it three times
Yeah.
back to back after.
Mhm.
And so actually, I was ready for BC1, but that was not my time. And Red Bull made it clear that next year you won't have a wild card. Okay. And so it was fair, it was fair. I only already had two wild cards,
Mhm.
and so I was really, really mad. And I told them, you don't want me next year, but I'll be there anyway. And I said it straight, and I'll be there anyway. But I knew that I have to come back from the very beginning. And I never did the French cipher before. I always had a wildcard. So
Mhm.
2012, the French cipher, okay, it's hard, of course, but my mind was already in Rio de Janeiro, so for me it was just one battle, okay,
Yes,
but
yes, yes, yes.
okay, I gotta go.
Mhm.
So that was not the hardest for me.
Mhm.
But the Western qualifier, yeah, the European qualifier was harder because we were three French, me, Abdel from my crewmate, and Khalil. And the deal with Red Bull that if you win, you go. Anyone. Now, if none of you win, the one who go further go to Rio de Janeiro. So the deal,
Oh.
like, you know what I mean? So I know that I have no choice. I have to win. And so it's always hard when you don't have the choice then to win. You know, it's always hard. And so I knew that I had to win. And so when I went there, I battled first round against Bruce Almighty, tiebreak. It was a 3-round battle first round, a 3 rounds. So we did 4 rounds the very first battle. So that was tough. You know, like it was a 3-round battle each, so 12 rounds in total. At that time, it was huge. You know, 3 rounds each battle. That was
In the
really huge
first
at that time.
round?
And first round tie break, so that's not 3, that's 4 rounds. You know, so that was really really huge. So I managed to win against Bruce Almighty. It was a really great battle, and step by step, Khalil was before me, and he managed to win the semifinal and qualify for the final before I do my semifinal against Meno. You know, so when I have to do my semifinal, I know that I have no choice than to win,
You have
because
to
if I
be
lose semifinal, Khalil goes.
goes
And
anyways.
if I
Yeah.
go to the final, I still have to win, because otherwise Khalil goes. I have no choice, you know. So before I do my semifinal against Meno, he's at home, and I know that I have no choice than to win.
That was your world
Good, I
final.
came for that, but
That
still,
was your world
yeah.
final. The semi-final against
For me, that
Meno.
was my world final, definitely, definitely. So
Yeah.
when I won, whoo, that was something. Because I said it, you know, 10 months before I said it. You don't want me there, but I'll be there anyway, you know, and I made it. So that's why I was very relaxed when I was there. You know, people were shocked during the interview, the TV, and everything. Like, you look so relaxed. I say, I am. I'm
No,
confident.
I
I'm
must
relaxed. I'm
say,
cool.
when you battled in the world final, every round of yours was so packed, was good packed with all elements, and you didn't crash. You know, you stayed clean. It was like, who can beat this guy today? You know, like
But also the format was very tough because it was a 3-round battle plus a 5 round in a final. And at that time, 14 rounds was insane. Okay, today with the new format, the Olympic stuff, you go up to 18, but 12, 13 years ago, 14 rounds at BC1 is huge. Even today, BC1 is only 9 or 12,
now it's
12
two
rounds,
rounds.
maybe, I don't know, something.
Now it's 2 rounds in the first
Yeah,
round.
2, 2, 2, 3. Me, it
Yes,
was 3, 3, 3, 5.
that's
You know, that was.
that.
And Brazil in December, it's mad hot. If you look at the crowd, everybody's sweating, nobody breathe. It was like it's a sauna inside, really. And you got this man standing up, looking fresh. I was not fresh at all. I was mad exhausted, but I was so much prepared, so much prepared,
You
because 3 weeks before we won Battle of the Year 2012. So I had like after the BC1 Europe, I focused on Battle of the Year with the team, and we were coming back to back. Nobody won twice in a row Battle of the
nobody.
Year. Okay, so we were there for this, you know. Later, I think maybe I don't know, maybe Florios did it. I don't know, but at that
Yeah,
time,
Florian
nobody
did
never
it
won
too.
twice in a row. Yeah, later, but at that time we were the very first, and not only we won twice in a row Battle of the Year, but we won also twice in a row Battle and Best Show. So in 2012, I'm undefeated at Battle of the Year. I competed 3 times at Battle of the Year. I won 3 times Battle and Best Show, everything, you know. And Battle of the Year always been the ultimate
Yeah,
competition for me, who
number
started in
one.
'97.
Yeah,
BC1 didn't exist at that
yeah.
time, you know. So for me, it always been a dream, and you become, and still today, I'm the most title at Battle of the Year. I have 6 titles plus a second place in 2017. We came back with young generation, and so the preparation for Battle of the Year 2012 was my preparation for BC1,
Yeah.
because I was practicing with my teammates. So I had the best in the world. I had Kareem with me. I had Nabil, Tim, Case,
Yeah.
Lawson. So, and we were doing one-on-ones. We were doing one-on-ones every time. And I always won the one-on-ones against my teammates. So that's also the thing that I was practicing with the best, what I consider some of the best in the world. And
Then
I
you
won
get
my
the best.
battles every time.
Then you get the
When
best.
I went to Rio, I was so prepared physically, technically, mentally, everything, everything.
That's
You know,
that's
it's like when you aligned every element, you know, and
it was
so
meant, it was
uh,
your time. It was your time, bro. It was your time. It was
yeah, a
meant to
year
be.
before in Moscow, it was not my time when I thought it
Yes.
was. Actually, you
Exactly.
never know, you know. So you sometimes you think you lose, but actually there is something bigger coming. So
Mhm.
because if what if I won in Moscow 2011? I don't know what will happen after, but definitely this loss gave me the opportunity to make history
I
and win
mean,
from the
just
Cypher
yes,
qualifier world final.
just to have this journey, right? If you win in 2011, you are invited next year as a champion. So you
Yeah,
don't have this
exactly. It's a
journey,
very
you know?
different journey after.
Yeah, yeah,
True,
yeah.
true.
My
But
God.
today, nobody has made the what we call
Yeah,
the world trip still. No,
who
nobody.
I think when Lee popped out, he won the qualifier in Netherlands. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But it's gonna be really
Nobody
hard.
won from the cipher.
It's
Amir did won the cipher, but he didn't won the last chance cipher because they were picking up like the top four
top four.
or the
Yeah,
two
yeah, yeah,
finalists. They
yeah.
didn't make any
So
final.
I don't think anybody will replicate this.
Nobody,
I don't think. Do you
nobody.
think this is your prime? 2012, 13, 14? Is this your prime?
It was, but I still had a lot to progress. Still, it was my prime, but I knew that, and I was already 28 years old because I started very late. I started late, no, but 13 years old. But my journey was what it was. I started to compete very late. Then I went to the crew. I was 20 years old, plus the crew, we had to rebuild. So
Yeah.
I really started to get involved in international competition at 22, 23 years old.
Yeah,
So that
yeah,
was
yeah.
late. So I won BC1, I was 28.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew that I had, like, I was a lot better, like a year after, 2 years after, 3 years
Okay.
after, I felt a lot better.
Okay,
But
okay.
my life changed. I had my kids, I got married, I was traveling a lot. So I could not focus the way I focused before, you know, because now I had responsibility and I had to travel. So I started to judge a lot, and especially with Red Bull, I was on tour all the time. I was giving a lot of workshops. So I was practicing a lot less than before. I
Mhm.
was progressing, but my battle preparation was not so good, you know, after that.
Yes, yes, I see, I see. Because also nowadays, when people think of you, they think of you more, I think, as a coach, right? Also for
Yeah,
your
it's normal because I stopped. Of course, time changed very fast. I
yes,
mean, my last battle was Battle of the Year 2018 with the team.
that was
After that, I stopped.
that was your last battle.
My last, it's 7 years ago. I stopped
So,
7 years ago.
but you stop on purpose, or it was just
I I stopped for the Olympic project because when I became the ambassador for Paris 2024, January 2019, I was in a great shape because for Battle of the 2018, I really decided to come back like on my best shape ever,
yeah.
you know, with the new generation, with Danny, with Kev. And so I wanted to come back. And so I came back in my best shape. But January 2019, I became the ambassador for Paris 2024. And then oh, that was it. I could not do anything anymore. I
I see.
stopped training. I
So
stopped training.
how
Stopped
did
totally.
you were the ambassador, but how did you get to be the coach of the Chinese team?
This came 2 years after, 2 years and a half after.
So
So
you
when
are
when I
ambassador.
when I when I brought breaking to the Olympics with Paris 2024, it took me like 6 months of work, like full time. I stopped dancing at all, you know, until June 2019 when I went to the IOC with Paris 2024 to defend the choice of breaking. After that, I didn't even before I didn't want to get involved with the French project because at that time it was very a lot of conflict inside and I didn't feel related to the way they worked and their vision, so I didn't want to get involved. So I kind of put myself away from the Olympics because as the ambassador for Paris 2024, Paris 2024 wanted me to become the head coach of French team or to compete. Like the president of Paris 2024 asked me, okay, do you compete? Like, okay, we want you to compete and represent France or to take the in charge of the French team. I didn't feel that it was my time to compete. I mean, 2024, I'll be 40 years old. Yes, it's possible if you dedicate yourself only to this. But is it my role, 40 years old, competing against young kids like 18, 20 years old? That's not my generation. So my role now is to open the path, a new
Nice,
chapter for breaking. You know, it's not
nice.
to come back in the competitor and That I didn't feel that. So
Mhm.
and I didn't want to become the coach of French because at that time their project and the people involved inside, I didn't feel related. I didn't want to. So I put myself away from the project, and then I started to Red Bull build their new BC All Star project with the young generation and stuff. So for 2 years, I was working with Red Bull, and we made some program. We coached for the All Stars. So the new generation of All Stars, they were building a new
Ah,
project. So for 2 years, I was involved with Red Bull to rebuild the project. And 2021, China came to me.
ah, okay. And then you became full-time coach of the Chinese team.
Yeah, official head coach of Team
And
China, in charge of building the project and the high performance program that didn't exist. China is the very first breaking high performance program ever. Even France didn't have a program at that time. After they entered in the national training, like Olympic Center, like the few athletes, but the program I've built in China is the very first in the world in breaking,
and you
and it was the
started
biggest, and
you
still.
started alone, or did you bring Sambo and Nabil right at the beginning?
No, after I started alone, but
Mhm.
the very first one that I hired to work with me was a Freeze from Sweden.
Ah, okay.
Freeze is my very first coach that I've been working with me with Team China. So
Mhm.
we started officially in January 2022. And I met the team in Paris in December 2021 when they came for the World Championship. But at that time, I
Mhm.
just met the team. I didn't work with them at
Okay,
all.
okay.
I just officially started the project, but the project will begin in January 2022.
Mhm.
And China and at the World Championship 2021 didn't exist. Like the B boys didn't qualify for round robin. The B girls only 6-1 maybe. I don't even know if she didn't get out of round robin. Like the result was chaos. They were nothing. They were potential, but they never won any
So,
international competition. They were totally unknown. They had absolutely no experience. Only X-Rain was part of the youth Olympic Games when he was young in 2018. But none of them never competing outside of China. They had no experience and no track record,
so,
nothing.
so so when we
I started
see
from scratch.
so when we see now the big names from China like X-Rain, Lightning, Monkey Z, 671, um,
Royal.
do you tell me now that they all started like 2020, 21, 22?
A little bit earlier. I met 671 the first time in 2019, Monkeys in 2019. I was already involved in China in a different project, not Olympic. And I met even Holy Rain when he was very young in 2019. So they were very young, 12 years old, 13 years
So all
old,
these names we see now, they already danced before you started coaching them.
Of course, you don't take
Ah,
beginners to make a national team.
no, no, no. I don't, because you never see them
Yeah.
before or they make any noise.
Of
So
course, they
you
were they
don't.
were only in China. They were
Yes.
only in China. So,
Ah,
so the team was made of young potential,
yes.
okay?
Now I
Young
understand.
talented, but
Hmm.
without any experience, without any track record,
Hmm.
and they didn't have the level at that time, They were just they had already they just had a good potential.
Hmm.
You
Hmm.
take the best potential to build the national team
Yes.
and have a chance for the end.
Yes. Yes.
As
And
the head coach of the national team, I need to pick up the most talented
yes.
kids.
Yes. 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 And when did you see that the program and the coaching starts to work? Was there a specific moment, or it was just from time to time you see the
What
development
people
get better?
what people don't know, it's also because I never shared online everything. I
Hmm.
really stay on the back. But um, China was still under COVID restriction when I
Hmm.
started.
Hmm.
So actually, I could not go to China. 2022, I didn't go to China. Only Freeze managed to go to China, but he had to do a 3 weeks confinement, 21 days confinement, totally confinement in the room, 21 days. What he did is insane. This man he has a level of patience, and is a great man, a great coach, a great person. And what he did for the team is insane. I didn't have flight. I could not fly, to China. There were no flight at all. It was still really under strong restriction. For 7 months, 6 months, I worked online with the team. From January to end of June, I worked online through Zoom. Only Freeze was there, and so with Freeze we were working together, building everything. I was, and then online in March, April or May, I don't remember, April maybe. Then I hired Sambo also to become a second coach with Freeze, with me. And Nabil came a year after.
Ah, I
And
see.
so this is why we decided to build our European training camp. And this is why people started to see the Chinese team during summer at Outbreak, IB, World Battle, because
Yeah.
I could not go to China. So they will come to me. And so I built a 3 months camp in my city, in north of France, just north of Paris. And they came in July 2022 and they stayed for 3 months with me there. And I only
Mm.
started to really work with them, June, July only.
Ah,
So
okay.
the beginning was really, really hard. Really, really hard, the
No, I
beginning
mean,
of
you
this
see the
program.
hard work that it paid off like crazy.
Yeah, and we managed to find a good dynamic in how we worked, also in how we're gonna use this online stuff. We had TV, everything. I received video all the time. We were like working on that. It was not the best way, but that was the only way.
Hmm.
And the challenge was already huge. Qualify that when they hired me, they asked me, the goal is to qualify one athlete to Paris.
Yes.
And so I only had 2 years and a half to qualify one athlete to Paris. Well, the result is that after 1 year, we were ranked number one in the world in the bigger category with 671. We had won summer 2022. We won Outbreak, we won IBE, we won World Battle, we won so much event, and the progress was tremendous, like
Hmm.
skyrocket. It was
Hmm.
crazy, you know.
Hmm.
So and not only I qualified one athlete, I qualified three
Nice.
dancers, and we got the medal at the Olympics.
So you
So
got
the result is a lot, beyond expectations.
Mhm. So you got
A
three
lot.
times the money?
No, no, that's not how it works.
Yeah.
But actually, we won gold at the Asian Games,
Yes.
and the Asian Games was in China, so that was very important. It's
Mhm,
the Asian Olympics.
mhm.
That was very important. And we won
So,
two medals. We won
so,
gold with 671 and bronze with lightning. So
so
that
when
was
you
already like very huge.
so when you go to China, you have a special place out there.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm okay. I'm good. I gave a lot. I received a lot. I
Nice,
received a lot because
nice.
we managed to create a strong relationship. And I've been in China since 2007. I'm not
Mhm.
new in China. I've been in China
Okay.
since 2007,
Hmm.
7, 8, 9. Then I came back. I did all the competition before Hustle and Freeze, Bomb Jam, Green Panda, Skechers, all the biggest event. I've been there. I gave a lot of workshop back
Nice.
then. 2019, I was involved in the Olympic project, but it was not related to the national team. And
Hmm.
then COVID hit, and so we had to stop. And then the national team came to me, and so for me it was a huge challenge.
Hmm.
But the reason why I refused France is also because I knew that the atmosphere inside would be very difficult because the mindset is very difficult. But I
Yeah.
knew that in China I will have very different kids,
Hmm.
very different people, very respectful,
Yeah,
with
yeah,
a
yeah,
great
yeah.
discipline. So they were matching my philosophy,
Hmm.
of hard work.
No,
So
I
that's
love,
why.
I love the clip you shared when you said that why is the Chinese b-boys and b-girls so crazy? Because it's in their culture to work hard. It's in their culture
It is,
to
and
not give up, right? And bite through it and just keep going.
yeah, yeah, there is pro and cons. It's not easy at all. You have to manage other kind of problem. But I mean, the dancers themselves, they are great people. They are nice people. They are very respectful. And even, my coaches that have been working with me for 3 years with this project, they all thanked me because they received so much love and respect they will have never received anywhere else.
Mhm,
And,
mhm.
the thing is that, my lifestyle, the way I always did. Like I never go to after party in a battle. That's not my personality. I'm not gonna hang out with you, drink, smoke. I don't drink, I don't smoke. You know what I mean? So I'm not into this. But the problem is that in some country, because some countries, wanted to hire me before China came, also, and some big countries. But I knew that it will be difficult to really work with those dancers
Yeah.
because their lifestyle doesn't match my philosophy.
Yes.
I don't want after a battle to have to look at you if you go to a club, if you're drinking, smoking. That's not what I want. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I don't have time for this.
Yeah.
I don't have time with somebody who's gonna disrespect, you know what I mean, or something. I don't have time for this and energy. So
Mhm.
that's why it was the perfect match with
Mhm.
China
Yes.
because I'm French, but I'm from Morocco, and I see here in China a lot of similarities between both countries.
Nice.
In terms of values,
Yeah.
and stuff. So I'm feeling close to that culture somehow, and so I'm really having a great time. It's not
Mhm.
easy. I'm telling you, it's not easy at all. It's a lot of work. There is a lot of other things, in terms of logistics, organization, that
Yes.
it's not easy. You have to be very, very flexible, and
Mhm.
but that's also my strength.
Mhm.
I'm very flexible. I'm very easy to work with
Mhm.
until if you're easy to work with me. But so yeah, that's a great experience. It's been four
And
years now, and that's a really, really great
you
experience.
you already told me you also do now online coaching for other people. They can book you, right?
Actually, I built recently a new program called Mounir Cipher.
Mm-hmm.
So my goal, because I have so much people, they ask me if I can help them. Thing is that I don't have a lot of time, so I cannot spend a lot of time talking to tens of people, looking your video. I can't do this. You know what I mean? I'm a father of three kids. I'm traveling. I'm the head coach of Team China. I don't have time for this. So how can I help people, and so that's what I came out with. Okay, I'm gonna give a class every week for 1 year, and I'm gonna share everything, all my mindset,
Mm.
methodology, everything.
Okay,
Everything
okay.
I did with Red Bull, everything I did with Vagabond, everything I did with China. Okay, I'm gonna provide it to you. Okay, I'm gonna share as much as I can once every
Mm.
week for 1 year. And so you're gonna get into my cipher. I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
teach you my methodology, my vision of breaking.
And where people can sign up for this?
You go to my Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
and on my bio, you have the link. You can
Ah, okay, okay, okay.
register. You're gonna check the presentation. You can download it for free. Then
Mm-hmm.
you can for free get the newsletter every
Ah, nice.
week, and then you can register to the program.
Okay,
And we have a private WhatsApp group, and then I go online on a private channel every week.
nice,
And then we have a replay, we have worksheet, we have everything. So that's
nice,
that's
nice,
where it's
nice.
my way to um help more people,
Yes.
because I'm involved here in China right now. Plus, I'm doing a lot of different stuff because when I started the HWE program in 2013,
Mm-hmm.
I started to coach athletes, not only B-boys and B-girls. I started to, give conferences, speak for corporates,
Yes.
for schools, university. And so right now, I'm working more with entrepreneurs, CEOs, executive, and corporates, than with dancers.
Ah,
So
nice.
I keep my feet in breaking just because I love it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not my future. My future
Yeah,
is not in breaking. It's not
yeah,
in
yeah,
breaking.
yeah. And we talked about a lot about your hard work and your technique and training. And you mentioned when new Vagabonds members came, they couldn't hang on with you. They needed to sit down. Can you talk a little bit about how does one of these sessions look like? Like without giving too much,
Okay.
of course, people need to register to learn everything. But can you give like an example? How does this practice look like?
First of all, we always practice together. So
Mm-hmm.
we are not split in the room practicing on our own. Never, never. So we have only one cipher. And because for years, from 2005 until 2012, 13, for 8 years, we were practicing at Momo's house. When he moved from Paris in 2005. He moved from Paris. He went to a very small town north of Paris. we 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 started to train in his house. So
Mm-hmm.
he managed to to build the garage, everything that was very small, and we were like 6, 7, 8 of us there. Like literally, I touched the ceiling. And I'm small and I touched the ceiling. So it was very small everywhere. And so we were living there together. We were like spending 10 days, 2 weeks every month. We were living with his family there. And so we always work on a small spot, small place. So we always work together. So even when we go to a big practice room, you go in house cipher. We have a little cipher and we practice together. So we share a lot and we
Mm.
challenge ourselves a lot as well. But the intensity, because Momo and Lamine was well known back then for being unstoppable. Like they could be in a cipher for days, literally, like for days. They never stopped. So that's the mindset within the team, and especially when you have like strong character like Salah, Lamine, Momo, things goes crazy. It never stops. It never stops. Really, it never stops.
Mhm. So
But
you
it
just
was really challenging together, and it was really friendly all the time. But the level, the technical level,
Mhm.
the also the expectation was very high,
Mhm.
very, very high.
But you also had
That's why
like
a lot of people just sit down and watch because they can't match the expectation. The level is too high. They know they can't match it,
aha.
and
So you just
there is no space for you if you don't if you don't have the level. We don't agree. You don't stay here. Like you if you
Mhm.
can't make it, you don't stay. You watch.
Mhm, mhm. But was there
It's all
also
about
like,
expectations.
did you also do like certain drills? Like, for example, I see always Nabil do his drills like push up flare, push up other side, push
No,
up
no, no, no.
windmill. Was it just
No, no, no. The
strictly
physical
cipher
conditioning
breaking?
was a separate. No, no, only breaking, only breaking. People just get it twisted because what they see, even for me, they always see that the physical conditioning, everything. But I told you I started with locking, popping. I started with jazz into top rock musicality. I love pure b-boying. You know what I mean? Like the people I always looked for was like pure b-boys. Easy Rock, Ken Swift, Crazy Legs, later Storm, Karim Barouche, like pure b-boys. That's how I started, and that's what I love the most. But I also come from athleticism, like I mean sports. I love sports since I'm a young kid. And what I knew very quickly is like in terms of longevity, in terms of health and lifestyle, what I do, I'm not going to do it at 30 plus years old. I'm going to get injured. You know what I mean? So if you just go out and party all day, you're 18, you're 19, you can do it. Your body can absorb it, but it's going to give it back. Don't think that it's okay. It's not. And later I had so many people I helped, like people like Al Khalil when he did BC1 and he went to the final. I helped him physically and everything. There is so many b-boy that came to me and asked me to help them and coach them because they felt that they were like getting injured. They could progress no more. Like their lifestyle they had 10 years ago just came back and hit them hard.
Ah,
So
okay.
they are like just 28, 26, 30 years old, but they feel old because now their body is in pain. They are injured. They don't progress. But because your lifestyle always been a mess,
Mhm,
you
mhm.
drinking, you smoking, you party. I mean, that's not my conception of breaking,
Yeah.
And Storm told me that long time ago. He said, Munir, we started breaking to get away from this, from drug addiction, from alcohol and everything. But the thing is that the first generation where people who were living under certain circumstances, they had problems. The first generation of b-boys, and especially in France, they come from the hood, like the Bronx. They come from the Paris hood, and that's really, really, really something. And
Mhm.
they all saying the same thing. Breaking saved my life.
Yeah.
It's either I'm in jail or dead.
Yeah.
But me, breaking didn't save my life. I mean, I didn't live under their circumstances.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I can't. I say breaking. It didn't save my. It changed my life, but
It
it
give
didn't
you
save
your
it.
life. Yeah.
Yeah, but it didn't save it. I was not about going to jail or be
Yeah.
dead, because that's not
Yeah.
the lifestyle I had.
Yeah.
But this new generation, they are so soft and they have no problem.
Mhm.
So they start to party and create problem. And they
Yeah.
bring it like in the culture, like it's part of it. That's not part of it. Like
Yes.
drug, alcohol, whatever, that's not part of the culture. There's so much people that I respect. They always told me we started this, like Storm told me, we started this to get away from this.
Mhm.
not to bring it back like it's part of it. It's
Yeah.
not.
No.
So everybody
That's a
has a
really good point.
different,
That's a really good.
vision and lifestyle. It's okay, but
Hmm.
that's not mine. That's not mine. So for me, it was natural to bring back the physical conditioning aspect because I wanted to keep progressing. I wanted to get better. I wanted a better stamina. I wanted to feel in a better shape. But at that time, nobody was doing it. Nobody. It didn't exist at all. And Vagabond were doing it. Even when I started, Nell was doing jump rope already. I didn't invented it. I didn't invent nothing. But even myself, when I was 17 years old and breaking, I was doing a lot of push-up because I was
Nice.
watching a lot of like karate movies. I was doing like Rocky stuff. I was doing my exercises every time. But it was not like conscious, like, okay, we build programs, we
Okay, okay,
organize.
okay.
No, even Vagabond, every time we travel, they bring like ring bells and stuff, like the
Ah,
dumbbells and
okay.
everything.
Ah, nice.
Oh, they are like 20 kilos, just one luggage, just with dumbbells and stuff like that. Salah, Momo, that was crazy.
Ah,
But it
nice.
was not official. That
Yes.
was not official.
Yeah.
Nabil made it official because
Yes.
Nabil, I've been dancing with Nabil since 2004,
Nice.
and he became part of the crew in 2008 because we are very close together for more than 20 years. But when he came, he was into this. He was doing a lot of swimming, a lot of exercise. So he kind of made it official, but we were already doing it, but
Yes.
he made it official,
Mm-hmm.
and so the team started to develop this dynamic. 2009,
Ah,
10,
yeah, okay.
especially 11, 12,
Okay,
we
okay,
created
okay.
that dynamic
Yeah,
as a
yeah.
team,
So
and
you
then
didn't.
me, I was the only one to continue on my own, and
Yes,
then
I
I
see.
built HW program, which is more about the mindset, the motivational stuff, mental strength, mental toughness,
Mm-hmm.
physical conditioning, but later not so much, because I'm not certified, I'm not a professional in
Yes,
physical
of course.
conditioning. I'm self-taught, I learned for myself. I'm not going to coach real athletes. I
Yeah.
coach b-boys and stuff, but not real athletes. That's not
Yeah.
my field.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Um,
Nabil
just
is Nabil is a certified
oh, I
physical
have so
conditioning
much
coach.
respect for this guy. We was in Shanghai. He told
He's a
me,
beast.
I couldn't sleep. I did 100 burpees.
No, he's a beast, but he's a beast.
Yeah.
No, mashallah, he's a beast.
Uh, to
And that's why
finish,
I brought him to the team because I've been
nah, nah,
with
that
him for
was a
so
good
many
choice.
years. I know exactly how he works and what he could give to
Yes.
the team.
Hmm. To finish up the talk, the Olympics. Can you tell us your biggest plus we had after the Olympics and the biggest positive and the biggest negative from the Olympics for you, in your opinion?
I saw a lot of positive from 2019 until the Olympics in 2024. I was inside, as the ambassador of Paris 2024. I've been doing so much, especially in France, but not only in France. Um, what we want is the recognition from the political side, from the media, the mediatic side, from regular people. I mean, um, what I saw the difference is that the way the journalists or the TV speakers and stuff they were presenting breaking, everybody was really happy. There were some people, of course, talking shit, but people mostly in the political aspect and the media aspect, they really loved it. I made a lot of TV shows in France, a lot of things. I met a lot of yeah, Olympic French medalists. They all love
Mm.
breaking. They've been amazed by breaking. So we finally had that recognition officially respected, because imagine, and especially me, I've been training in a train station for years and years. Even when I won BC1, I was still in a train station, So you can't be respected by people when you train in a train station. Like you're here cleaning the floor. I mean, you know what I mean? Like you talk about breaking, it has 50 years old and you still outside like making backspin in a dirty train station. You can't be respected this way. You know what I mean? So finally we had such respect by people, because they saw what breaking really is. It's history, who we are, what we do and everything. And also they know they can't compete against us, because that's the thing. We're probably here, but nobody can compete with us. You can bring any gold medalist gymnastic, it won't stand a minute, and people know because it blow their mind. Breaking is crazy. And so we want this. You know how many journalists or TV speakers who actually been dancers? Or you know what I mean? Because this new generation, I remember 30 years ago when you made an interview for a newspaper or something, he's gonna talk shit. Like it's gonna mix up names. He's gonna say nothing because that's old guys doesn't know anything. But today's people that are in charge politically, some mayors, some ministers, they are a lot younger. They are 40 years old. Some of them are 30 years old. They grew up with hip hop,
Nice.
not necessarily breaking, but with hip hop.
Yeah.
That's the music they listen. They all have a nephew, a sister, a brother who do breaking or hip hop, so they know it and they love it. And this changed, how they present it,
Nice.
and everything. And that's one of the most positive aspect that I've seen is the recognition
Yes.
from the general audience and
Definitely.
the politic and the media and everything. So that's great. We saw brands signing a lot of breakers, b-boys
Yes.
and b-girls, but now the reality hits you back because we are still so young and we are still so weak, and that's the disaster of Paris 2024 because people had so much expectation. Everybody was looking for breaking, so much expectation. That's why this Australian big girl made so much noise because people were shocked because they expected so much from breaking that what's this? Is that breaking? Really? Everybody talk about breaking. I want to see breaking. That's breaking at the Olympics. And that's how reality also hits you. You know what I mean? So we really have to humble ourselves, and of course, there is a lot of circumstances. It's not against her at all. I don't even know her at all. She did her things. Like if you talk in a breaking point, she did her things. Everybody respect that within the community. But that's what I said sometimes. Be careful with your originality because we call it originality. Other people call it stupidity. So what you think looks good, it's original. The majority in the world, they saw it, they said that looks stupid. That's not original, not great. That's nothing. It's stupid. It's ridiculous. Because they have so much expectation, and that's too bad because that's not people's fault. That's the system. The IOC system, says every continent must be represented. The thing is that every continent are not equal. I'm sorry, in Oceania, you don't have so much great level. You know what I mean? Australia, the young people from Australia has a good
Yes.
potential, but he was not ready for such level. But this big girl, the bigger category, there is nobody there. But still, you need to have somebody to represent. That's the IOC system. So imagine at the OQS, you have the three the gold, the bronze, and the silver medal, three Japanese big girls. Like the ranking is top one, top two, top three, Japan, bigger category. Only two can go. So the Puerto Rico,
One is
she's
missing,
one of
yes,
the best big girls.
and she's
She
missing.
cannot go to the Olympics.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then you have all the big girls who definitely doesn't have the level to stand there. They're gonna compete because of the IOC system. Also, we had this young girl from Afghanistan. That's also the IOC system that impose those things. So people had so much expectation and they expect the best of the best. And suddenly they see this Afghan girl, they take the mic, or I don't remember what she
Now
did.
she just had
Then you have
the
this girl from
flag or something.
Australia. Yeah, then they have this girl from Australia. People are shocked because we heard about breaking. We expect that's breaking.
Yeah.
No way. So actually, we we were like we paid the cost, unfortunately, but that's not our fault because that's our fault. We were so good. People had too much expectation because we are so good. So people had too much expectation. But at the Olympics, the system didn't allow us to really highlight,
Yes.
the real,
Yes.
breaking.
Yes,
Of course, we
because
did. The
like you
B-boy,
say,
B-boys category was insane.
yeah,
The
yeah,
big girls was insane. But of
yeah,
course, you have one or two big girls who don't deserve to be here, but they're here.
yeah,
I
but
went to the 2000 meters run, for example. I went to the final in the big stadium in Paris. It was the final, so the best in the world. It's only a 20-minute race. In only 20 minutes, there were like two, three guys. They had like almost 2 laps late. Everybody passed them. Like the guys, that's the final. What are you doing, guys? Run. They are so bad, but nobody talks about it. Nobody cares. Like in basketball, sometimes you have like big scores, big
yeah, yeah,
difference, like table tennis, even in tennis, like you have big scores because some people they don't deserve to be here. There is a system. Nobody talks about it because nobody has such expectation. But breaking,
Breaking, yeah.
that was so obvious and people have so much expectation, that's what bam, it's match us. Everybody laugh. And that's why I say I don't know if we lost so much, but definitely that was really not positive. Definitely not positive. So I don't know the consequences because the reason why we're not in LA, it's not related to this because the decision was made almost a year before. Officially, we knew it
Really?
in September, October.
Almost
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah. Long
year.
before.
I heard,
It has nothing to do
I
with the
heard,
potential success of Paris.
I heard they didn't put breaking, they put cricket because if you go into a shop for sports, there is a tennis section, there is a football section, there is even a cricket section, but there is
No, but
no
don't listen,
break.
people.
There
Nobody
is,
knows. No,
but
don't
there is
listen,
no
people.
breaking
That's not a
section.
reason. No, that you think LA organization look in your store,
No, no, no.
no breaking section. Okay, people were
No,
breaking.
no.
No,
I
that's not
meant
how
like
things works.
I meant this as an
No, I
example
tell
that
you.
you cannot
No, I tell you
monetize
something.
breaking so much.
No, not only. It's just that breaking is so small. People need to humble themselves. Stop thinking you are great. We are great in what we do, but we are nothing. Like individually, we are great. We have great skills, great talent, great artists, great everything you want. But we are not strong. We are weak. And we are very few in the world. Like we have no economy, no business,
Yes,
nothing. I made a few
this what I
videos
mean.
recently about
This
this.
what I mean, yeah.
We don't mean anything. We own nobody. We are used the whole time. We are used. Okay. But we struggle to build something sustainable. But it's related to our DNA. Okay. That's the problem. It's our DNA. It's where we come from. Okay. We come from poverty. That's it. We come from a lack of education. It changed, but it changed too slow. Way too slow. All right. So most of the B-boys and B-girls in the world, 99%, they are broke. They are poor. They come from poverty because breaking is the language of the poor, is the tool of the poor. It's for free. Why I did breaking? Because it was for free. I'm not going to do horsing. I don't have any horse. I'm not going to play tennis. You know how much it costs? I
Yeah.
can't. The only thing I can do is play with the ball. Football, it's for free. Or do breaking because it's for free. So the problem is that on the long term, you struggle to build a sustainable economy or a career or whatever because there is no system, there is no structure, and there is no mindset. No mindset. Look, you talk a lot on the only reason why I do those online class because I love it. I love to share, and I'm not able. I'm focused with China. I'm not able to help anyone else. So I
Yeah.
built this little program. I'm not gonna make a living with this program. Like Dojo, it's been 10 years. Focus open his online program Dojo. He's not making millions. He struggled. It's good, and he's doing an amazing job for 10 years. But ask him, he's not making millions. He barely make a living. Because the problem, we have no education on investing ourselves, time, money, and nobody has money to invest anyway. So there is a problem with where we come from, our DNA, how we think, our education. You see, I saw it, like really when I understood that I really have nothing to do in this game anymore is the Olympics in Paris before in France when I became the ambassador. It was so the mess within the community in France. I was shocked. I was shocked. I mean, I dedicated myself for free. I didn't get paid by Paris 2024 to be an ambassador. I did it for free. I stopped my coaching programs. I stopped judging everything. I stopped training. I stopped my career to build this thing. But it was so a mess within the community. Then I realized that there is nothing to do with those people. Nothing. It's over. Game over. There is nothing we can build, in the future because the mindset is so, I don't know, it's so low, so low. There's nothing you can do. That's why everybody goes on the side. Everybody's solo. Everybody builds his own thing. And but we can't collaborate. we don't have the right mindset and the education for that.
Mm-hmm.
It will maybe in the future, and I hope. I'm not going to do it. I don't have time and energy for this. Leave me alone. You know what I mean? I did what I had to do. Leave me alone. Because at the end, you're still going to get kicked. You know what I mean? They're going to kick your butt anyway, no matter what you do. Because you know what I saw? I saw people believing that because breaking goes to the Olympic, it's a gold mine. I mean, they are so stupid. They thought it was a gold mine. You know what I mean? But there is no money. They were nothing. Very few people managed, to get sponsors. And I know I was the very first one to sign a sponsor contract for French athlete. Not even for me, for French athlete. And when I saw, what happened with those athletes, I stopped. I said, okay, do it yourself. I'm not gonna do anything for you guys.
Yeah.
That's too much time, energy, and at the end, it's just problems. I stopped.
Yeah.
We really we go from far.
Yeah.
We go from far, and
we
still
hope-
have so much work. So
we
the
hope-
US don't care about breaking. It doesn't mean anything for them. It's a different philosophy. They have different metrics. They look at numbers. Okay, how much you make? How what's your economically? What's your potential?
I mean,
Nothing.
at the end,
You talk about cricket. Take cricket. India against Pakistan. You're gonna make billions of views.
Yeah. So it's
Who
also
are we with breaking? There is absolutely no B-Boy who has 1 million followers. Nobody. I mean, the biggest maybe 500,000. There is only one or two. I don't even know
think
because I don't really follow.
I think we have now a handful, but I'm not sure. But I see your point definitely.
That's so slow.
I
Look
see-
at Red Bull. Red Bull now focus on dance your style. They focus on top dance because breaking is too small. Breaking is too small.
Yeah.
Breaking is too small.
Now that's
So for me, breaking is a tool. You got to use breaking. You got to use its value. You got to use what it taught you. The mindset behind breaking, which means the creative process, the each one teach one. There is so much great value within breaking. So breaking for me always been a tool, but that's not the solution. It's good if you're passionate, but you work on the side and you do breaking. That's great. But most people, they want to live from their passion. They want to make a living from what they love the most because they want to stay in this thing. But with breaking, it's almost impossible.
Yeah. I think I never heard anybody explain it like this. You really explained it really good. I think that's
the way I see it, and this is what I experience, from the outside.
definitely. I hope in the future we will get more professional and people can
I
live
think
off them.
we will.
Yeah.
It changed, but it changed too slow,
Yeah.
and our generation will be too old, And for me, it's like you on the highway, you better take the right exit, because actually at the end of the road there is nothing.
Yeah.
So if you keep going forward, it's just a circle, and I will finish with that. The first generation, like we said before, they most of them, they said breaking saved my life. Okay. So breaking saved their life and they made a world career, the 20, 30, 40 years old. But the problem is they never took the right exit. And now they're getting 40, 50 years old, no recognition, no statue, absolutely nothing. They are still broke, even worse than before. And so they come back from the first point.
Yeah.
Where it all started. But now it's hard because now you don't have time anymore. You don't have strength anymore. You're not relevant anymore. Nobody care about you anymore. You're not young and fresh and strong anymore. So it's hard. And that's why there's so much people, they are so frustrated. You better take the right exit at the right time.
We have we
get
see
stuck with
online a
breaking.
lot of frustrated OGs, definitely.
Unfortunately, and I don't want to end up like this, and nobody is safe from that because the ego and especially when you did something to breaking, when you've been somebody who gave a lot, you know what I mean, and then you realize nobody cares. Who cares?
Yeah.
You know how many B-boys dies the last 10 years? Who cares? Who cares about their family? Who cares about, nobody care. That's the reality, and it's not against everybody. That's the reality. Just understand that and just move on. What I mean by that, don't expect nothing. That's it. Do what you have to do, give what you have to give, don't expect nothing. I don't expect nothing from China. Maybe I'm going to stop very quickly, very soon. I don't know.
Who knows?
4
Who
years, that
knows?
was great.
Yeah.
Maybe I will stop. Maybe they will stop, and somebody else will continue, and it will keep growing. I don't expect nothing. I
Mhm.
did what I had to do. I learned a lot. I gave a lot. Now I'm gonna move on and continue to grow. But if you stay stuck here, you might not grow anymore.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. Yeah. Yeah. To finish our podcast, we have the Fave 5 section now. Yes, where we talk about your favorite five things. Okay. We always start with the B-Boys. So, your favorite five B-Boys all time. Doesn't have to be number one, number
All
five,
time,
just five names. No specific order.
five names. There's more than five names. Okay.
100%.
Remind,
Yeah. Ooh, remind.
of course, Storm, Ivan.
Ooh.
So that's more about like the 80s, the 90s. Now I'm gonna get closer. Okay, some young generation b-boy. There is so much good b-boys today. There is so much good b-boys today. Really, really, it's insane. I don't know. Like Diaz,
Ooh.
because it's.
Okay.
But Picky Rock
Uh-huh.
also, but it's not. I don't know. I never seen him going down actually, so I don't know. But it's such a great dancer. I love it. Um, and I would say Lightning,
Lightning.
because for
Nice.
me he's a very, very special b-boy because I
Nice.
saw him starting. But all
Mhm.
of them, X-Rain, Monkey Z, it's
Mhm.
it's. I'm not objective on that because that's the people I
That's
give so
your
much.
that's
But
your
yeah,
babies,
for
right?
me
It's
that's
like your sons and your daughters.
like you know what happened? I gave a conference in March in China. I
Mhm.
had more than 150 coaches and teachers from all over in China that came. You think if I give a conference in France about
Nobody shows.
about coaching, somebody will come?
Nobody.
Nobody will come. In China, 150 people came, and like the owner of the biggest competition, the teacher, and I told them they are not my student; they are your students. You know what I mean? You, the teachers. I'm a coach. I just come to my role. Like everybody has a role to play at a certain level.
Mhm.
You manage to share your passion to those kids.
Mhm.
You manage to teach them the right basics and everything. Now my role is to transform potential to champions.
Okay.
Your role is to develop potential. My
Mhm.
role is to transform potential into champions.
Mhm.
So that they are not my students, they are your students.
Mhm.
I'm their coach, okay, but they are your students,
Yeah.
not mine.
Yeah.
So I'm not appropriate myself the dancers or whatever. You know what I mean? They are not my dancers.
Yeah.
They have teachers, they have history. I just came at a point, and I did my very best, to provide everything they need to reach the high level.
Mhm. Mhm. Nice. That's nice. Um, your favorite five big girls.
80,
Ooh.
Amy. Um, I didn't watch so much, the old school B girls back then. So, but 80, Emmy, Royal,
Yes.
uh, big girl. Wow, it's hard. Um, yeah, I don't have so much more. Of course, 671 because for me, she changed the game of the B girls.
100%. 100%.
But yeah, yeah. I don't have name
Yeah.
coming up
It's
really. I
okay.
don't have so much
It's
name.
okay.
For me, it's really 80 Emmy because this is for me
Mhm.
the pure touch and quality.
Yes, yes.
It's
Real big girl
that's
shit.
what I like. That's what
So
I
we
like.
already talked about some of your battle highlights. Can you name the your five favorite battles that you battled?
Battle of the Year, BC1, Battle Pro because I
Hmm.
did it so many times. The best battle I've done. After there is battles that you don't even know. This is French battles, but back then when I did Battle de Meaux was huge. And IB for sure, IB.
Hmm. Hmm.
Definitely IB.
Also, you traveled the world. We heard the stories now. What's five of your favorite cities or countries you visited?
Sydney. I liked
Mm.
Sydney. Dubai, um, Marrakesh, my hometown in Morocco. Mm, the cities, there's so much city. I've been in more than 400 cities. Stuff.
Wow.
Rio de Janeiro is very special for me. I've been 3 times and I have a special history there. And I always receive a warm welcome in Brazil. It's
Nice.
insane. I really love to Brazilian, especially now they are living difficult times in Rio
Hmm.
with the recent problems they had. So yeah, I said Rio, Dubai, Sydney, Marrakesh. Um, I don't know the fifth time. I've been so much city. I don't know. There is a lot of great cities. Yeah, I don't know the fifth time. Five is too much. Give three. Give three. It's
No,
easy.
because
Five is too much.
it's Faith 5, FF. Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
we're gonna build now the perfect breaker. Yeah. We have top rocks, footwork, power move, freezes, but we're gonna add fashion and flavor, right? So top rocks, this is your perfect breaker. It's your taste. Who has the best top rocks?
For me, there is 2% today. It's Peaky Rock and Diaz,
Mhm.
definitely. Uh, in terms of quality, in terms of vocabulary, in terms of musicality,
Okay.
it's very
And
nice. For
if you
me, the
can
best
choose,
of all time would be, for me, it would be Tias, but
yeah.
in terms of musicality, it would be Tias, definitely. But in terms of, okay, form, style, um, okay, Peaky Rock.
So we take Picky Rock?
Yeah.
Okay. Then footwork.
For me, that's the old school. For me, the best was Crazy Legs. Crazy Legs, Easy Rock. For me, that's that's the pure form
Yeah,
of
it's your perfect
real
breaker, brother.
B-Boy footwork.
Hmm.
Yeah, Crazy Legs. Crazy
Crazy
Legs.
legs. Then freezes.
I come from a different school,
Mhm.
and I remember the Koreans early 2000. They
Yeah,
changed the game.
yeah.
Changed the game, you know. Um, Breezes, somebody who has crazy phrases, very original and control, Kila Kolya.
Kilakolia, my God.
Yeah. He has
And, and he does it on beat. Uh, Power moves.
Oh, power move. Yeah, I learned with No. I've been with him, for me, No. But
No,
if
no,
I
it's
say,
no, no,
what you
it's not
said?
a bad answer, I wanted to say.
Yeah, oh, no, was insane. Power move. The problem is that there is a difference between the ultimate level of power move and the form. Because
Yes,
for me it's not the what, it's the how. It's the
yes.
how. Like for me, Lil J was insane at his prime, but that's not necessarily the best form, that I like. The end was was also like insane. He developed so much, but that was too perfect. You know what I mean? So yeah, I would say no.
No,
No, it
no.
was no.
No, no, it's crazy. So, flavor. By the way, you can take yourself too, huh?
No, not this kind. No, I would say 2003's Machine. Machine 2003.
Ooh, come on, machine. Can't go wrong. And last
No,
but not
because
least,
back then, because
okay.
he changed a lot his style. For
Yeah,
me,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
he was
It's
a
not the
pure
same.
dancer. When I
It's not
saw
the
him at
same.
IB 2003, it was insane. He had so much groove. He was like,
Yeah.
he had everything, really. It was amazing. He
Hmm.
changed his style over time, which is normal.
Hmm.
I feel less related to, it looks a little bit cramped sometime, a little bit. You see a little mix, but
Yeah, a
the
little
old
mix, yeah,
school
crumb.
machine
We
was
take machine
something.
2003. And last but not least, fashion.
I'm not into fashion myself, so fashion.
How
Yeah,
should
some
he look
B-boys
like?
there. Yeah,
or
outfit.
she?
Yeah. Or she, yeah. Ami. Let's say she, Ami.
Let's Ami. Okay.
I like
The
her hat.
perfect
Her,
the perfect breaker according to Mounir has the top rocks of Picky Rock, the footwork of Crazy Legs, the freezes of Kila Kolya, the power moves of Nono, the flavor of 2003 Machine, and she is dressed like Ami. Very nice. Very nice.
it looked like something.
Yeah.
It looked like something. You know the problem with b-boys and bigger. That's what I explained, especially in China. This is what I'm trying to do in China. The problem we have is that I don't understand why. Either people got a great style, either they have great skills, but nobody has both. You know what I mean? I don't understand. It's almost like people are choosing. No, I'm gonna do footwork. Oh, I'm gonna do like flavor. I don't know. Like they try to bring more flavor. Like, but it's like it's a choice. You can't do
Mhm.
both. I don't understand that personally. For me, you have to do both.
I love how
You
you
have to have
said,
great skills.
I love how you said in your video, I'm gonna do style. No, you always should have style. You don't have to like mention it, you know?
Yeah, no, but that for me that was surprising. Like somebody told me, yeah, I do style. What you mean you do style? It's what style is a category? What are you talking about? I
It's
don't
the
understand.
same when I see people dance and in the round they do this. Brother, you're
Oh, I
supposed to
hate
listen to the music anyways. Why you
I
show me?
hate that. I hate
You
that. Stop, please, guys.
you listen to the
Stop
music?
showing your ears like because first of all, the reality is that you're not on the music. Second, it's luck. Even you're surprised. That's why you show people. But second, I'm not deaf. I hear music. So why are you showing me? Why are you showing me like you want to inform me that you're on the music? I
Yes.
mean, I can see, I can
And you're
hear.
supposed
Stop doing this.
you're supposed to be on the music. So why you
That's the number one rule. You're a dancer. You got to dance on the music. There is nothing special being on the music. Why you
Yeah.
show you're here? I
Yeah.
hate people who do
Yeah.
that.
I
Really,
hate this too. I hate
I
this
hate
so
that.
much. So, and to finish today, there is a UFO coming, aliens from out of space. Yeah. And they say, Munir, you can save the world. Yes. We have five
Okay, breaking.
aliens. We have five aliens, and we challenge the best five French breakers of all time in their prime. Who do you choose
Oh,
to battle against the aliens? Only French
five of them.
in
Damn.
their prime.
Nico PCB. It
That's
was
the power mover you told us, right?
no, 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 no. Nico PCB, Nicola from PCB Paris City Breakers. It's
Ah, okay.
82. It's one of the very, very first b-boy. It actually is the inspiration of Storm, the inspiration of Maurizio, the inspiration of so many
Ooh,
people who inspired me
okay.
first. But Nico was his touch, his flavor was insane at that
Okay.
time, and he's
Nice.
such a great person.
Mm-hmm.
He's really a great man. Nico PCB, Karim, Karim Baruch, for sure.
Rest in
His
peace.
touch is insane. It was a cat on the floor, it was. Um, Lamine at his prime. Wow, 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 wow. That was something. That was something. So Nicole, Kareem. You see, I try to travel time like
Mm-hmm.
82, 86, 88, like early 90s. You know what I mean? Lilu, early 2000, um, and Junior, and Junior. I gave five, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you saved the world, bro. The aliens can fly back.
Yeah, with all generations.
Thank you for
Except
coming.
me, I watch. Except
Thank you
me, I
for
watch.
coming. Yeah. So yeah, brother,
Yeah.
thank you so much for taking your time. I had amazing talk with you. I know we could do three more
Thanks to
hours.
you. I appreciate it.
I know we could do
Oh,
three
wait,
more
even more.
hours. We
There's so
can
much
finish
to
it now.
say.
I hope we can do
Yeah.
a part two in the future someday. We will
Anytime you want, brother.
for sure
Anytime.
we have some topics we can talk about, right? And
Definitely.
any last words and shout outs?
No, keep doing the good job. Just guys, be humble, keep working hard, and just remember, working hard so that everything becomes easy.
Yes.
That's what I try to spread and share.
Mhm.
And everybody has its prime, everybody has its time, and time flies. So enjoy, but take the right exit at the right time. Take
That
everything you have to take, learn,
Mhm.
meet people, but you have to look further. You
Yeah.
really have to look further.
That's really nice anecdote. From my side also, again, thank you, Mounir, for taking your time. I wish you all the
Thanks to
best
you.
in the
Appreciate
future
it.
with all your projects. For all the viewers and listeners, subscribe now. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Yes, comment who you want to see next. Thumbs up. It's important for the algorithm. Notification on so you never miss a video. And if you want to show full support, you become a Patreon, €5 each month, and you get all the podcasts at the beginning of the month. So you don't have to wait like the other people who are not patrons. Yes, go to Bottega Prama, GTV 10 for 10% discount. And yeah, that was a very Bboy host with your favorite breaking show.